Brett, guess we'll just start. Congratulations, becoming a father. Can you kind of talk about that whirlwind from dad to Game 7?
Yeah, it was those 3 days, whatever, 3 and a bit days. It was crazy. We had the big win in Game 6 in Los Angeles, and then just as I was winding down, kind of just maybe fell asleep. I got the call at 1:30, 1:40 in the morning in Los Angeles, and was like, I got let know my wife went into labor, and she was in the hospital now already at this point, and things were happening fast when I called her and was talking with her, and so I got on the quickest flight I could out of LA, and I did luckily end up making it for the birth, but I was a little bit doubtful at times because of just how quick things were happening. It seemed like the baby was on its way, but I did make it in time. So,
can you compare? Obviously, it's very different, being a father to a game, but just the different level of emotion and exuberance maybe from becoming a dad and then winning a hockey game.
Yeah, it's just been riding on some adrenaline, and then the last couple nights I've managed to kind of wind down and get some good sleep in that. But for a stretch, a couple days there, you're just kind of wired. You can't really settle. You got a lot on your mind between the baby, mom, how they're doing, and then you got games to think about, like really important games, obviously. So, there wasn't too much time to just wind down and kick the feet up. But everything's been going really good. Mom and baby are healthy, and they got home from the hospital now. So I'm happy everything's going good.
Derek, watching that Calgary game yesterday, did you care who won the game, or did you think that it would be awesome to have Calgary, Edmonton in the second round?
I tried not to care. Honestly, I didn't even watch it. I just checked the score this morning when I woke up. So one of those things where obviously totally out of our control, and either way it went, it would have been a tough battle. So I left it as a surprise.
Now that it's here, can you just maybe give us a thought on facing them in the second round and what it'll mean to this city, that city, the province, and how excited everyone will be for another Battle of Alberta?
Yeah, it's huge. Obviously, the Battle of Alberta is another level in the regular season, and now for us and as players and the fans and the cities to have that rivalry exist in the playoffs is something special, and I think we're all going to try and take it in and play our best and live in the moment.
And last one from you, Derek, does anything from the regular season carry over to the playoffs, or is this just completely new thing, or how do you kind of look at those meetings in the regular season now?
I don't think so. I think it's been such a little while since we've played them, and the playoffs are such a new beast when it comes to hockey. I think you just leave that behind you and get ready for a brand new, fresh 7-game series, and at least that's how I look at it, and I think that's how most guys look at it.
Hey guys, I was just hoping both of you could answer this. And Derek, I respect you just said you didn't watch the game, and Brett, I know you've been very busy with the newborn. But having said that, I mean, whether you're in here answering questions or not, you've got family members, neighbors, friends. What kind of messages or hype do you already sense that this is going to be the first matchup since '91 between these two teams?
Everyone's pumped, I got, like you say, friends, family, everyone. I got lots of people who are diehard Flames fans and lots of diehard Oilers fans, so they're looking forward to it, and I think we all are. But at the end of the day, for us players, it's the job stays the same. It's going to get more intense, it's going to get harder, and the games are going to get tighter and everything, and we all got to step up another gear and find that gear and be ready to go.
Yeah, go ahead.
Derek, you played in both cities. What's when you look back in your career and the different stops, is there much difference from playing in one city to the other? What are the things that differentiate playing as a Flame or as an Oiler?
You're not trying to get me to say which city's better, are you? No, they're both great places to play. Canadian markets, fans are very, into the games. The buildings are loud, and they want their team to win. So I think it's a similar vibe in both cities.
And Brett, I would ask you, I think, a variation on the same theme. You were a younger player in Calgary. You're, more of a veteran, probably more comfortable here. What was the different? Is there a different vibe between the two towns at all?
Yeah, Edmonton's my home. This is where my family, and this is where I grew up, and this was my team growing up. So I take a lot of pride. Before I was drafted to Calgary, it's not like I hated them, but I never even listened or saw or really knew much about them or anything. I didn't pay attention to them, but Edmonton was my team. So I carry a lot of pride playing for the Oilers, and I think that's the difference for me.
Derek, we see the way McDavid is leading the group on the ice, through his play, and seems to be pretty vocal. Can you pull the veil back just a little bit for us on maybe some of the things that are going on behind the scenes and the way that Connor is conducting himself as the captain and pushing you guys, and how vocal is he being, and what are you noticing? Has it changed from the start of the year?
I think he's just the same pro that he's been since I've gotten here, and obviously the intensity's ramped up as the games have ramped up in the playoffs, and I don't think that he's a lone ranger in there trying to lead this group. I think there's a great group of guys in there that are trying to circle around him and around everybody else and bring everybody together, make sure everyone's on the same page. So Connor's a great leader. He's it's an honor for all of us to play with him and go to battle with him. And he's obviously playing some of the best hockey that I've ever seen, and it's fun to rally around him. But I think there's a good group of everyone that's taken on that job in there.
I don't know if it's, would be his second nature to be vocal or to try and pull more out of guys. What are you seeing from him just in terms of understanding the respect that he has in that room and the ability that he has to influence guys and to pull guys along with him?
Yeah, just to comment on your first part of your sentence there, I think that he is more vocal than I imagined he would be when I first came here. He's definitely a leader that takes the bull by the horns, and when there's an issue or something going on in our game that he wants to talk about, he talks about it and brings it up and isn't shy. So he's a great leader. Your initial impressions, I know you haven't been here that long, Brett, but just McDavid's leadership style, what you're seeing?
Yeah, I think he just he sets the tone every night with his work ethic. You just see it, how relentless he is on the puck. Like if he's not skating around the guy with the puck, if he loses it, he hunts it, like he gets it right back. And I think he just does those plays that are contagious throughout the team. He laid a big hit first shift last game. You see that, and it sets up the next line, and then the next line comes out, does the same thing. And so I think he just sets the tone for our team in a number of different ways.
Derek, is Connor got the will to win? He's got the skill going, but it seems to be right now he's got Sidney Crosby will to win as part of his makeup as well.
I think we all see the same thing through round one, no? He's playing on another level, and his tenacity and his will to win, as you say, is through the roof. I think we all see that.
And when you were in Calgary, can you sense a dislike between the players in Calgary and the players in Edmonton? When you played for Calgary, did you dislike the players in Edmonton, or was it a combination of respect and dislike?
I don't think it was as much hatred or dislike that it likes to be built up to be. Obviously, as the season wears on, the COVID season where we played each other 10 times, that just naturally, organically creates a little more dislike than normal. And I think the games themselves with the tenacity and the vibes in the rink and everything builds up that dislike as well. But I think at the end of the day, we respect each other, and I don't think we don't hate the guys over there. At least I don't. I don't know what everyone else feels.
Derek, the one big difference maybe Calgary's blue line to LA's, they're bigger, they're a little bit more aggressive. How do you approach offensively is it significantly a difference at all in how you have to cycle or do things against the bigger, more physical blue line compared to what LA had?
Yeah, that might be a good question for Woody. He's the strategy tactics guy, but I think that over the next 24 hours, we'll take a look at that and talk more about it. And when we do talk about it, probably won't share a bunch about it in the media. So we're just going to play our game, and that's it.
Derek, sorry, which city's better?
No comment.
I just messed with you. The difference between Edmonton playing Calgary or Edmonton playing Dallas is enormous, and the same from Calgary's perspective. What's your sense of the enormity of what's about to happen here in this series between Edmonton and Calgary?
Yeah, my initial reaction was the sense of the Battle of Alberta, all of that. It's going to be intense. My second thought was the travel will be a lot better. I know the travel, just playing LA in the first round, maybe it's just me because I'm getting older, but those long flights are hard when you're going back and forth in a long series. It takes a toll on the body, so I think that'll be good for both teams to not have to have something like that, no time change, long flights. And yeah, like we've both spoken to a ton, we're all just excited for this Battle of Alberta. We all know what's at stake, and ready to get it going.
And for Brett, do you, as a player, do you sort of embrace this firestorm that's coming, or do you do your best to kind of shut it out and treat it like another series? What's the best headspace to be in?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of energy built up, and I think the best thing for me personally is to use it, and it can prepare you more and give you that extra boost that you need to come into a big series like this. So I'm trying to absorb as much of that anticipation as I can and use it to my advantage.
Do you have any memories as a kid of great Edmonton Calgary games that kind of feel you?
Not too many. You just see how hard every single one of them is played and how bad each team wants the victory. So I think those are things I remember.